1340 WJOL. Good morning, just after 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, and it's time for Money Talk, brought to you by our friends at Newmark Credit Union. Today, talking about buying a home. This is a hot topic, popular topic, just because interest rates are where they're at. Last we heard, they were coming down just a little bit. So people are getting ready to go shopping. The spring home buying and home selling season is almost upon us. So we figured we'd bring in an expert, a heavy hitter when it comes to all this. He's the senior mortgage originator. Her name is Susan Pfeiffer from Newmark Credit Union. And Susan joins us on the Turk Furniture studio line. Hi, Susan.
Scott, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming on. So we're going to welcome Susan, and we're going to talk to her about what she's been experiencing over the last several years. A lot of experience. But first, I got a couple of announcements that I want to make. At the end of the program, I'm going to give away a $25 Visa gift card, compliments of Newmark Credit Union. So how do you win that? Well, you listen to Susan and I discuss mortgages and buying homes and things like that. And we're going to bring up a lot of great points. I'm going to pick one of those and ask you a trivia question at the end of the show. If you're the first correct caller at 254-7300, I'm going to send you a Visa gift card, compliments of Newmark Credit Union. Also, I want to let you know that, of course, this is a new year with new possibilities. Newmark Credit Union can assist you every step of your financial way, from managing your everyday expenses to building your dreams for the future. Newmark is here to help. Call 815-729-3211 or visit Newmark office near you. Newmark Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Well, first of all, I'm going to embarrass you probably a little bit, Susan. Congratulations. You are a Rocket Award winner.
Oh, thank you.
Well done. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was very nice to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell everyone, people that aren't in your line of work, what the Rocket Award is.
So Rocket awarded me in 2022 for a top FHA loan officer award, basically on my production, my customer service, surveys, things of that nature.
That's pretty good. That's really good. Did they have like a big ceremony for you at Newmark and everything like that? And they brought like cake in and everything?
They had a little celebration, got an award. They presented me with that, so it was very nice.
Wow, very, very nice. Maybe next time I'll get the invite because I do like cake. Okay, so we're talking about home buying. So let's kind of an overview of where we're at, because that's kind of a lot to unpack.
Yeah, so I think the market is definitely improving. Interest rates are still at historic lows. Our prices are starting to improve, and buyers are able to negotiate. We're even seeing them getting some closing cost assistance from the sellers, in some cases. And it's busy. So I think, as you said in the opening, spring market is definitely upon us.
No doubt. Rates are obviously a big thing that everyone looks at. But with higher rates, some of the prices have come down. So I'm not necessarily saying we're in a buyer's market by any stretch of the imagination, but people have lowered what they're looking for a home because for a while it did get stagnant.
Yes, it did. And that was, an issue with the affordability, but it's definitely improving. We're seeing the home sales are increasing. And I think you can just see overall the buyers and sellers are adjusting to the interest rates, kind of what the new norm is for this market.
You got it. So let's also kind of give everybody a general idea of what they should look for in a mortgage provider.
So I would say the most important things they want to look for, the biggest complaint I hear is that people are not reachable. So you definitely want to find a lender that you can reach, somebody that you can maybe go sit down and talk to, that you can reach anytime on the phone when you're trying to get a hold of them. And the other important thing is they have all the right products and services for what you're looking to achieve. And one other point that I would mention, you go through the loan application process for only about 30 days. It's actually a pretty short part of the whole overall process, but you're repaying that mortgage for 30 years. So a question I always tell my clients to ask other lenders is, do they service the mortgage? Because that's really, what's going to be important for the 30 years you repay that loan.
Right. And by servicing the mortgage, what should one expect? If somebody like you services mortgages, what does that mean to the customer?
So that means they're going to be available for any customer service related things that would come up over, the next 30 years. If they have questions regarding their escrow account, they can counsel and walk them through things like that. Really anything related to the mortgage that comes up after they close, then they can reach out to the servicer if the lender does offer that servicing.
Okay. Susan, let's start at ground zero. How can a person that is looking for their first or maybe even next home, where do they start?
So I would say that, the first thing that's important is try to come up with your monthly budget, figure out what you have coming in on a monthly basis for your income sources, and then look at what you have going out. Sometimes people have subscriptions and they're kind of on auto renewal, things like that they forget about. So it's important to go through all their expenses, everything that they pay on a monthly basis, and try to get themselves on a budget so they know what they're doing with their money, on a monthly basis. And then the second thing I would say, if they don't know where their credit is, they can go to myfreecreditreport.com and try to get a credit report. They could also attend a Newmark Homebuyer Seminar that we offer, or make an appointment with a mortgage expert just to kind of find out what those first steps are that they need to be focused on.
Yeah. People are always looking for financial help, financial assistance. So let's get into the programs now that are out there that could help future home buyers.
Yeah, there's some great programs out there. We have a grant program, the Down Payment Plus program. It was $6,000 in assistance last year. They upped it to $10,000 this year, so we're super excited about that. We've seen temporary buy downs emerge again. That's something we haven't seen for several years, but that's where they basically, a portion is going to be paid up front to buy down that rate, whether it's 1% initially for the first year, or sometimes it's 2% for the first year, 1% then for the second year, and then the third year it would go back to the normal note rate. But that's to make the home more affordable when they're first moving into the property. And then another thing that's really popular right now is bridge loans. And that's where you're able to tap into the equity of your existing home to use for either a down payment for your next purchase, or sometimes people even tap to it and they can buy the next home with cash from that bridge loan.
Oh, okay. When you were talking about buying down, you're basically, are those points? Is that what you guys refer to them as, putting points down?
Well, there's two different ways you can do it. So there's a permanent buy down, and that is with points, where you're going to pay a percentage of points of your loan amount to buy down that rate. And that's typically going to be that permanent buy down, where it'll be for the 15, 30 years, whatever the duration of the loan is. But there's a new program that rolled out within the last year, and it's a temporary buy down. And so, for example, you could get a credit from the seller. Let's just say that they were willing to give you, a 6% credit.
Right.
Well, you could use, it would be 3% just to buy down the rate, 2% the first year, and then it's to 1% the second year. And then the remaining portion of the loan would be whatever that note rate is. It's not necessarily a permanent buy down, but just to make the home more affordable when they initially move into it.
All right, that makes sense. We're talking today with Susan Pfeiffer from Newmark Credit Union, a Rocket Award winner, senior mortgage originator. So let's now give people an idea of where they can go for help to guide them in the right direction, or how to get prepared. Where would you suggest they go? Obviously, come see you.
Definitely. Make an appointment with a mortgage expert. Newmark offers an array of different seminars and services like that they can attend. So definitely check out one of our seminars, because it's just filled with so much information. They also go see a home buying counseling agent. If you go to HUD.gov, there's a list of agents that you could see too, and they will actually assist you with, if you don't know how to come up with a budget, they can assist you with coming up with budget.
Okay. Susan, once approved, how long is an approval good for? Because it's not for an unlimited amount of time, is it?
No, that's a great question. It's not. So the pre-approvals are going to be good for 120 days. And basically after that 120-day mark, your credit is what expires. So that's what needs to be looked at again after the 120 days. But it is good for 120 days.
And I've heard, too, that once you do get approved, you probably shouldn't go out and buy a bunch of furniture before you buy the house and put it on a credit card. Is that accurate?
That is very accurate. I actually have a little, to make lightheart of the situation, on all my pre-approvals, I send out something called the 10 Commandments of your pre-approval, basically. And they are meant to be serious, though, but some examples are, you don't want to quit your job or become 1099 or switch careers and become self-employed after you receive a pre-approval. As you mentioned, you don't want to do any major purchases, so you don't want to be buying furniture or a vehicle, something like that during the process. You don't want to use your credit cards, and you also don't want to let those accounts go delinquent, so make sure that you're staying on top of all your monthly obligations. Another important thing is you don't want to spend the money you have set aside for closing. So if you have funds set aside account, try to just leave them sit there. And another thing is you don't want to admit any debts or any information from the loan officer. I always tell my clients, we're here to help you. And if you have something, a challenge that you need to overcome, well, you got to talk to us about it. We can't help you if we don't know what it is. But, don't be afraid to talk to your loan officer about whatever that is so we can help you get a plan around it. And the last couple things I would say is you don't want to have your credit pulled. So now is not the time to be consolidating debt or trying to refinance an auto loan or something of that nature. And then you want to be careful with the large deposits going into your bank account. So if it's paychecks, that's completely reasonable. That's okay. But if grandma or grandpa gives you $5,000, that's okay too. But you just have to know it's going to have to be properly documented and sourced. And we'll need some information from grandma and grandpa to show that they did indeed give you that money. And that's the money originated from. And then the last thing I would say is you don't want to co-sign or, help anyone else out at that point until you finish and get your home.
Makes perfect sense. All right, good. So those are the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not violate any of those if you want to make sure you keep your loan moving forward. So what are some of the other things prospective buyers should keep in mind?
So one thing we talk about at our seminars, and I go over when I do my initial consultation with my clients, is underwriters are always looking at the 3 C's. What those 3 C's are: your credit, which is going to be how you repay your debt; the collateral, which is going to be, of course, in this case, your property. And if it's a condo, we have an added element because then they're going to be reviewing some financials of the homeowners association as well. And then the third C would be your capacity, so your ability to repay the loan, your debt-income ratio, that you have the adequate reserves if you need them, things of that nature.
All right, so the 3 C's, again: credit, collateral, capacity. Credit, collateral, capacity. Those make perfect sense. So the market now, so what are you seeing? I know spring is coming up, and traditionally that is where homes start to sell. People put the house on the market, so on and so forth. But people buy year round. I talked to a real estate agent yesterday who's got 2 closings in the next couple of days. Are you seeing the same thing?
I am. I had several closings last week. I've got them this week. I mean, we're definitely busy right now. I do think you see a little bit of a difference in each market. Just looking at, for instance, our Chicagoland surrounding communities, there can be a difference in each market. Or if you're talking about a certain home that they consider as like that unicorn home that everybody is kind of looking for.
Right.
In cases like that, you're still seeing multiple offers. You're seeing an abundance of those offers. So the market definitely, I think, is in full swing. Our phones are ringing off the hook. People are looking to get pre-approved and know that, they want to get into something come this spring.
And I know, Susan, you're not a real estate agent, but you know this. You know that side of it too. Are people still? We're not getting multiple over list offers. At least probably not, unless there's something really super special out there. But at the same time, people probably shouldn't go too low either, right?
That's definitely true. So in some cases, like we were talking about that unicorn home, you will still see some people doing appraisal waivers, going above the list price on those offers. But it's always a good idea to have the realtor you're working with pull some comparables so they can help you with that offer. If it's listed at $200,000, but the comps are only showing $175,000, there's no reason obviously to go in at $200,000. And the same time, you might not want to go in at $150,000 and completely offend them either. So, we have a good realtor that you're going to work with. They're going to walk you through every step of the way and assist you with pulling those comps to help you figure out what your offer should be, and it's supported by that data.
Yeah, good advice for sure. Absolutely so. All right, Susan, anything that we missed that we need to get into the people or into their minds that are listening here this morning?
I would say, if you're wondering about any other information, if you have questions, definitely stop in and see us or give us a call. You know, we have branches all around the Chicagoland area. We'd love to answer any questions, any concerns, and we're going to be getting those seminars going here soon. So keep an eye on Newmark's website, and you'll be able to see when those seminars are coming up, and we would love to have you attend a seminar.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll be giving more information on those also during future Money Talk programs. Susan Pfeiffer, give us your contact information. If people need to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
They can reach me at my office at 815-744-6874. They call my cell phone, 815-603-9123. Or they can email, which is spfeifer, Pfeiffer, at Newmark, NUMARKCU.org.
Awesome. Good stuff. Susan, thank you very much. Congratulations again on the award, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Susan Pfeiffer, a senior mortgage originator from Newmark Credit Union. Don't forget, folks, right now, Newmark Credit Union can assist you every step of your financial way, from managing your everyday expenses to building your dreams for the future. Newmark is here to help. For more information, call 815-729-3211 or visit a Newmark office near you. Newmark Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. All right. I got two. I'm going to give you your option of questions today. Okay? Because some of that kind of got deep, and you might be like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember, points and interest rates and everything like that. So I'm going to give you two options. The first question is, how long does a pre-approval, how long does it last? How long is it good for? How many days? And the other question is, if you don't know that, the 3 C's. Give me one of them. Not all of them, one of them. 815-254-7300. Hi, good morning. You're on WJOL Radio. Who am I speaking to?
This is Jay.
Hello, Jay. Where are you calling from, Jay?
Joliet.
Jay from Joliet. That makes sense. Jay, which question do you want?
I'll take the 3 C's.
All right, the 3 C's. Give me one of them.
Credit,
Bam. You got the other two?
collateral, and capacity.
Dang, nicely done. Well done, my friend. Jay, you got it exactly right. The other answer to the
180.
other question, 120.
120. See, I would have wrong.
I would have had to go to the next caller. Jay, you got it exactly right. Here's what you do. I have your name. You pull up into the drive-thru or go into the Newmark Credit Union location at Caden Farm Road in Gaylord, okay, Route 30, and boom, they're going to have everything for you. Just take your license, say, my name is Jay Ringo. I won on Money Talk, and you get yourself a $25 Visa gift card.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Jay. Have a great day, and thanks for listening, pal.
Bye.